with from childhood that we're getting ourselves into really bad situations. Bad situations that we might need to call for help with, or like a cry for help. The situations are actually a cry for help. Like wanting to cry out, wanting to reach out, wanting to scream, wanting to shout. Don't let this shit attack you, and don't let them decide who you are. You've got to rail against people telling you who the fuck you are. And you have got to let it out. Listen, I think something's been building inside of you for a long time, and this is the time to fucking let it out and shout it and say it. You must say what you need to say, because this is about to gobble you alive. Somebody keeps attacking you. Somebody keeps attacking you. This is a time to confront them. Now, it may not be a somebody so much as just a subject matter, something that's really bugging you. It won't let you alone, and in a way, if you don't get a jump on it, it's gonna get a jump on you. I just feel like you've been repressing a part of yourself for a long time. That's what all of this is adding up to. You're very close to achieving your goal. So why aren't you achieving it? Why aren't you moving forward in it? Communication is key. Something about this, it's like you have to reach out, you have to speak out, or you have to say something again. Like it's almost a time to reinitiate conversation. Because in some ways, it's like you've been trying to distract yourself with strangers and stupid things. Distractions that are really just distracting you from what it is that you really want. What do you really want? What do you want? It's like that scene from The Notebook. What do you want? You know what you really want. Why aren't you saying it? You know who you really are. Why aren't you living it? That's kind of the energy that's like all over the place. And meditate and contemplate is here in reverse. It's almost like these unfulfilled dreams or expectations from the past. Stop doing what everybody else is doing or going along with what everybody else is saying. It's almost like you know that it doesn't work for you, what everybody else is doing. And that's what it is. It's time to fly solo. You know that what everybody else is doing is or what everybody else is fitting in isn't you. Who are you really? Who are you really? That's the question you got to answer, and you got to be yourself out loud. Seek an expert for either inspiration, guidance, or advice. You could be talking to somebody. You could be working with somebody. This could be a teacher. This could be a therapist. This could be a guru. This could be whatever, masterclass. This is like saying it out loud and admitting I need to learn more. This could also be like, stop trying to fit in and pretend this doesn't exist. This could be a doctor. You have to go and confront this. I'm a yes person. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to hold my vision. In other words, don't take no for an answer. So this has been a relentless pursuit that you are involved in, where somebody would refuse to take no for an answer. And that's why things are coming out the way that they are now. There's a fight, there's a conflict. You know it's coming. It's almost like you've been preparing for it. It's almost like you have to fight for what you're owed. Because I just heard that fight for royalties. Now, you have what it takes to protect yourself. You have the strength, you have the power, you have the know-how, you have the resources. Underlying all of this energy, maybe that's the problem though. You're constantly trying to do all this yourself and you need help. Don't refuse help. I think this is a good time to speak out and speak your truth and get help. This is saying goodbye to people who don't serve you anymore, letting go to the past or any kind of hopeful, overly optimistic, I don't want to say that. This is like saying goodbye to childhood fancies, right? Where it's almost like things got so bad it broke the glow or the halo that you used to see around someone or something. But now you're able to just let it go. You're able to let those expectations go, and maybe you're even letting some people go. Like, goodbye, thank you. I honor what you've taught me in my life, but I'm finally able to let go people who bring conflict to your life, right? Or just the conflict itself. But I think it's more you're saying goodbye to people who bring conflict into your life. And you're definitely ready to fight to get freedom from, or remove yourself from people who are always like combative, or always find a reason to argue. And you're ready though. I think you're ready to fight for your independence. You're ready to get away, and you'll fight if you have to. I will fight. I am light. You are casting light on something. You are giving people hope by standing up for yourself, fighting for what you believe in. It's not just like what you believe in. It's fighting for yourself. It's defending yourself. And it's shedding a light on things that need to be shown. And by doing that, becoming a leader for somebody else and becoming inspiration for somebody else. So as you are inspired, you will then continue the inspiration. It's almost like you're showing people how to stick up for themselves in some way, or you're deciding to fight against what you're deciding to fight finally. Just fight. You're deciding to fight what you should have fought or felt you should have fought years ago. And in doing so, casting light on the reality or the situation, bringing light to the situation is your way of fighting. Right? It's about, I'm talking about this now. I'm not hiding it anymore. I'm letting light back in. I'm not closing off a whole part of myself anymore. That's just, I don't want to live that way. Breakthrough, clarity. And that's kind of, well, that's the theme right now, is clarity, understand, like a perspective change. It's not even like big things are all of a sudden rocketing toward us like a spaceship, like asteroids and shooting stars. It's that things were always in front of us, and we just needed the brain shift to be able to see them. So it's almost like a whole new world opening up right in front of us, as it was always there, just that now we have the ability to see it. And so what is going on for you is understanding what it is you really want right now. And not only understanding it, but really feeling good about it and getting behind it, like getting behind your own desires, what it is that you really love and what you really want. Like, what is it that you want? You could answer that question really clearly now. Just like exploding and getting rid of all that crap of just generalizations, that kind of, oh yeah, that's okay, yeah, that's good, I suppose everything is good, not everything isn't good, right? You don't want everything, and everything isn't up to your standards, or what. It's almost like, for so long you were trying to convince yourself that it's all good. It's not all good. It's not. And now you know exactly what it is that is good to you and what it is that you want. And this clarity of purpose is kind of shifting you to, I feel like, a much mature and settled energy. This is where we start. Clarity of purpose. Now you know what it is that you really want. And you know how, it's not all of a sudden like it lands in your hand, but knowing what you want is the only solution that you need, because once you know what you want, you know how to go get it, and you're not afraid to get started going to get it. So there it is, clarity. It's like, I know it. I know what I want. This is your clarity of purpose. We tell ourselves lies all the fucking time. And we just do, right? Because we have responsibilities, because we have duties, because we tell ourselves these things. We want to fit in. We think that there are aspects of ourselves that have to be hidden because nobody would love. We tell ourselves these lies all the fucking time, based on fear, based on bad lessons that we've gotten from somebody else. And as we were growing up, all of this has actually been like unraveling and coming clear to you. Now it's like the garbage is out. It's almost like when you first start going through like spring cleaning. Okay, I am sealed. It's almost like you were always destined or fated. You'd always known. You'd always made up your mind, pursuing what you've loved, not even a romance, pursuing what you've loved since childhood, and rediscovering that you really loved it. that whatever it is that you really loved, you're reconnecting with, by going through like old papers, because it's actually going to lead you back to where you are today and where your start is right now. The deal was sealed a long time ago. It's like you already like signed the covenant. You'd already signed the contract. It was already made for you. It was already designed for you. Is that you realize, as many times as I've thought I was alone, or that I was let down, I was never alone. It was always destined for me. Remember, regeneration is a new life. It's not a new start. It's not a new beginning. It's a new life. It's transforming completely. Also, calling yourself back, building yourself back up. Oh, go the distances here too. I didn't notice that. You're going all the way with this, man. It's like a new opportunity. It's like a new opportunity for an old pursuit. Why? Because you stuck with it and didn't give up. And then we have mending. There's a lot of healing that's happening in your life right now. The building blocks to your success were actually in that healing. Allowing yourself to hurt, to suffer, to feel sadness, and to be honest with yourself and stop fighting like, I can do this, I can do this, I can fix it, I can take care of it. No, just being like, I'm a wreck, I'm broken, I need to just fucking dissolve, and then give myself that. Honor myself, and in the honoring of yourself, there's this reemergence of your true self, allowing yourself to be broken down so you can be rebuilt correctly, right? It's about mending. It's like having to re-break that bone that grew incorrectly, and it's painful, but it's worth it. Go all the way. You're going to go all the way. Go the distance. Now you have the wide open space in front of you to regenerate. Regenerate yourself, regenerate your reputation, regenerate your life. And then I am gifted. There are aspects of yourself that you've always had. This is the time to explore them. And this is the time when you really need to start putting your mind into them instead of all the fucking little practicalities that you normally would, because all that's doing is wasting your energy. This is the time to get back to what your special gifts are, what your special talents are, and what you can put your mind into and feel like it's candy. Feel like, I enjoy this so much. You don't even feel like you're working, but you will be working. You will be. This is also, could very well be, forget about romance, could be people finally seeing you for the talents that you have. Finally acknowledging that you have this skill set. Finally, they're waking up to you. There's a sacrifice, love begins, and throat chakra. There you go. It's through mutual sacrifice and compromise, as well as saying what you need to say and speaking your truth, that has actually helped to contribute to love or happiness or health returning into your life. It's almost like something you're kicking off now will be lasting into the future. Like letting go and releasing and turning over and trusting and having faith in this specific area of your life, especially where your home is concerned, and then keep dancing is there in your future. 1111, it's just meant to be. There's almost like an awakening of what I really want, right? And only you can know your truth. A general reading isn't going to be able to tell you your truth, but I know that you know it as I'm speaking this. So it's almost like, you can count on this lasting into the future. Many, many moons. But you have to trust universe. You can't just, there's no dictating anymore. There's just get rid of what doesn't work for you and let in the new. And allow faith to take over. Allow yourself to trust the divine. This is a shared experience. These are shared wishes and shared dreams. This is building with somebody. This could be your family. This could be your friends. This could be partnership, but it's share your dreams with somebody. And that's the throat chakra too. It's like, don't keep this to yourself. Don't keep these desires in. To share your dreams with somebody without judgment, without holding back, without censoring yourself. At all. This is just about trusting and enjoying. And I know, listen, we've all been told, oh, don't tell your wish This is a shared wish. This is about finding somebody or finding a person or a partner who wants the same things as you. And that is possible as long as you know what you want. And if you get that, because as long as you keep getting it convoluted, like, I want it to go this way. But yeah, but that's process. That's not what do you want to end up with? That's the important part. And it's like people plan, God laughs. People plan, God, that's it. Don't make plans. Set your goals and be very certain in your heart about where you want, what you want your future to look like. But don't make any plans on how to get there. Next thing you do is just say, this is it, Spirit. This is how I want my future to look. You take the wheel. Okay? And then we have use your mind wisely. So there is some mental challenges. And the biggest mental challenge is figuring out how to balance your mind with your heart, how to not shut one down for the sake of the other, but how to make the two work together. And the way that you do this, is, first of all, you have faith, and then be peace. This is finding balance. And this is also love coming in your life and God sending blessings. So this is Libran energy. It's balance, it's happiness, it's tranquility, it's harmony, it's allowing it. And it's realizing that there's this balance. Peace is something that you have to work for. You know, it is the best thing to work for because it's almost something there's always a challenge. You always have to be listening and responding. You have to be interacting. You can't close off from the world. So this is be peace. You yourself finding that tranquility and that internal balance. Ooh, and life is a mystery. There is still the unknown. Sacral chakra, say what you need to say. You know what? If somebody fucked with you in the past, this is finally you being able to tell them how you really feel or confront them about how they made you feel. And that's your catharsis because you deserve to be able to do that, to finally say what you needed to say. It's right there and it's ready, and it's an empowering thing when it sits on the so it's sort of like the diaphragm is that sacral chakra, right? It's pushing something out. It's a release. It's releasing maybe emotions that you hadn't released before, or somebody's finally able to get off their chest something that they've been holding back for a while. And oh, what a humdinger of an experience that's going to be. Spiritual strength. Okay. All right. And that's what it's going to provide for you, is that sense of empowerment, I would say. Not only, yeah, I was right. No, it's sort of like it's like you don't feel repressed or oppressed anymore. There's this sense of being able to lift a great weight off of your shoulders by letting the words out of your chest. But there's mental conflict here. I would like to understand why. The deeper I get into this is a complex situation. I don't think that this is an easy situation for anybody involved to be in, because even though there may be a great weight lifted off of your chest, I think that you know that there's more to come or greater implications after the fallout, or you're still deliberating, should I say something? There has been worry, there has been concern, there is almost like an anxiety building that you're going to hear something that you don't want to hear, or you're going to get feedback or criticism that you don't want to hear. There's this energy of trust. And I said it even in the Scorpio video. I said, you gotta trust. Don't push. And don't push your ideas on something. Don't superimpose your will on something. Don't push. If the opportunity comes to you, and it is coming to you, you must take it. Just say yes, because that's not pushing, right? That's going with the flow. But to push, you don't have to push this, is what I'm saying. Right now, everything is already set up as it will be. So for right now, within this energy cycle, don't Don't do anything unless it's part of the flow that's asking you to go along with it. You have this sense of just trust in where things are taking you. Trust that it will work out well. A need for faith. And then here is the anxiety. Being anxious that something is going to hurt you. Being anxious that things aren't going to work out. And yet at the same time, they are set to work out. You're hearing the cry. This is in the past. I feel confident. You didn't feel confident. You were scared. It's almost like that's where the shouting was coming from. You felt like you had to try too hard because you weren't confident. It was actually a reaction it was actually an action that was not sincere to what you were feeling. You were scared. You were worried. You were not confident, but you tried to act like you were. That's in the past. I am treasured. So this is, in trusting the moment, you actually will start to get less anxious and feel less like you're being left behind or less like you're going to be looked over. You're not. Own and honor the anxiety and just love yourself every step of the way. And then we have I am sealed. Your fate is sealed. It's already locked in. All the things that you deserve, all the things, all the abundance, all the balance, it's already locked in for you. It's already guaranteed. It's coming to you. Maybe that's the secret. It's like, you got to let go of the past. And if I have to frustrate the shit out of you to make you let it go, forgiveness, letting go of the past. And I don't think this is just a sense of forgiving somebody. I think it's forgiving the past, untethering yourself to it. What it was and what you were is not who you are anymore. It's done. It's over. It's finished. It's gone. Who is who? We can't even talk about it anymore because it doesn't exist. Now we have in the present, sea of love. You're not open. You're not welcoming in the abundance because somehow you're still sort of blocked based on what you think happened to you. And it's not the truth. Look at this. Sea of love is in reverse. Usually I don't take them in reverse. But it's kind of all fakaked in your head. You're not letting love in because in some ways you still view yourself as this love, connection, opportunity, whatever. You're still seeing yourself like blockhead the way that you were. Weird. You are valued. You are wanted. You have to recognize yourself as that. Even in some ways, people seek you out as somebody to look to. It's just this block in your head, like you have to continue to play the same old role. That's not the case. It's like you gave up. You gave up too soon. Before the message got to you, you said goodbye, you walked away. Or it's a message coming from something that didn't work out in the past. To the sea, to your emotions, to your possibilities, to your adventure. It's almost like you went seeking a new home and a new place to be. And it doesn't have to be necessarily spiritual. It could be studying something at college or choosing a vocation or reconnecting with people who are like you, who love to do what you love to do. Answered prayers. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. You've earned a break. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. Despite the fact that you feel like you might be criticized, let your light shine. Revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you really are. And this is despite the fear, despite the awkwardness. This is so important. And then wellness. In other words, your wellness, your recovery hinges on you letting yourself out, because there's been too much stress and anxiety to try to be what other people want you to be. You have to be you and let yourself do it out loud. This coming up for you is like 100% the stamp of this is a brand new life. It's brand new. It's like you're born again. Born again. Never been touched. Pure. Pure. But better. Why? Because when you're born again in this way, you're not the person you used to be. You're transcended beyond the person you used to be, which means that you know all that you know. You haven't let that go. You haven't forgotten. However, you have started over, which means that you are so much better than you have ever been before. This is innocence, childlike innocence, a sweetness, an evolution of your desires. Maybe your desires not being as dirty as they used to be, but instead there's just this sense of, I don't really care about, stuff that I used to think I had to care about, or like stuff that used to push the bill or be avant-garde or be extreme. It's like, I'm like, nah, that was for demonstration. That was for display. And I'm not on display anymore. I'm nobody's display. This could actually also just imply that you are completely new, that you just get a fresh start. You just start over again. Now, I don't know where it's going to apply. It could apply to your sense of sensuality, because this is such a regenerative time. You're not leaving the past behind. You're being born from the past, right? Because what does the phoenix rise out of? The ashes of its old life. It's what fertilizes it. It what creates, and you get to take that wisdom into that new place. This is a new phase in your life that you're entering, a new stage. It could also be purification, just reinventing the self to express the self more accurately. Okay? What did I say? Find a way to abundance. This is, you have a fresh start. You have a brand new opportunity, and you have a new way of looking at the world and understanding and seeing the world. There is new opportunities in terms of money and abundance coming to you. It doesn't mean that the lottery is going to like land in your lap. It doesn't mean that, but it does mean that you will be able to see very clearly the way forward to creating your own abundance, because that's what this means. It means you have the energy again to create your own abundance. Okay, that's crazy. Leadership. I mean, there's like 72 cards in this deck, and like this is the Mystical Wisdom deck. I mean, that's crazy to me, because of all cards, leadership comes out with leadership. So definitely this sense of set your goals. What is it that you want? Make that decision and make the commitment. So lots of times we make the decision, okay, what do I want? Sometimes I can come, that's the easy part. How do I get it? How do I get it is not just how do I make a plan, because plans are shit. Plans always go astray. What you have to do is stay focused on why you want something and why you picked it to begin with, why it matters. Because if it doesn't really matter, then you won't be able to maintain the momentum that it's going to take to continue and follow through. This for you is more about emerging as a leader, somebody who has come full circle, somebody who is coming out of that hard road. It's not solved for you, you solved it. And because of that, it's almost like the leader that didn't choose to be a leader, the leader that was picked and not one that ran for election. That's kind of it. It's like the person who earned their leadership.